So today I'm going to talk about stem cells. So stem cells has been the talk of the town recently, especially over the past few years, where everyone has been doing stem cells, they've been trying stem cells, they've been hearing about stem cells. So I'm here just to explain to you briefly what is stem cells and what are the stem cells that are out there and which is the most suitable stem cells for you.
There are these wonderful cells that exist called stem cells. These cells have the ability to become any type of cell because they are not specialized. Scientists were hugely excited by their discovery because they can be used to repair damaged organs, bones, or cartilage. They could also be used to help treat diseases, such as by making new brain cells to treat people with Parkinson's disease. Or they could be used to repair damaged immune systems and even reverse paralysis or regrow lost limbs. The discovery of stem cells is huge for modern medicine and could have a massive impact. There are two types of stem cells in humans: embryonic stem cells and adult stem cells. Embryonic stem cells are unspecialized cells that can develop into any type of cell. Adult stem cells are also unspecialized cells, but whilst they can develop into many types of cells, unlike embryonic stem cells, they cannot develop into every type of cell. Adult stem cells come from tissues such as bone marrow. As in the name, embryonic stem cells can be removed from unused embryos, such as those left over from fertility treatments, for example.
Cells, they are divided into few: adult stem cells and human embryo stem cells, right? So adult stem cells can be divided into few types as well. They are called adipose stem cells. Adipose stem cells basically are fat tissue stem cells obtained from fat tissues, like during liposuctions or something, which removes your fats. So they are centrifuged and you get those mesenchymal stem cells from there. Then there are those hematopoietic stem cells, which is the most common, which is the most widely used, and it's actually proven. So you get them from bone marrows for blood related disorders. Then there are those multipotent stem cells, where it is targeted stem cells, where, for example, if you have any liver problems, so you actually just produce just liver MSC cells or brain MSC cells or skin MSC cells, those kind of things. So then there's this human embryo stem cells, meaning to say it's obtained from in vitro fertilization, ovum and a sperm. In vitro, you get a zygote. So this zygote, they are totipotent stem cells. Totipotent meaning that this cell can be anything you want. It can differentiate into skin related tissues, organs, cartilages, anything you want, including umbilical cord and placenta. But since it's able to proliferate and become anything it wants, it has a tendency to induce cancer type growth like teratomas and those kind of things. So that's where you go a few steps later. After a few weeks, the zygote forms something called embryo, blastocyst, true blastocyst. So when it is at this form, it is called pluripotent stem cells, where it's not able to become the placenta or umbilical cord anymore. It has passed that stage, but from the umbilical cord, it can differentiate into so many different types of cells: tissues, organs, cartilages, anything you want, right? So at this point of time, it has the limitations to how much it can express itself, what it wants to be. So it is also through research that they have found that this part of stem cells does not form any cancer related items, or doesn't progress or doesn't proliferate into a teratoma and so on. So hence why the best at the moment would be embryo stem cells. So embryo stem cells also you can obtain from a few, which is umbilical cord, which is from the Wharton jelly, which is a jelly that uncovers the umbilical cord, the arteries, and you get the MSCs from it, or that's from amniotic fluid, amniotic membrane and so on. But the best would be from the umbilical cord Wharton jelly, because the MSCs are higher there. Mainly you have to understand that MSCs are mostly found in all the blood vessels. So they're like tentacles on the blood vessels, and then they will have a trigger, or there's some information coming saying that these cells needs this cells, or this organ needs this information and so on. So they actually proliferate and start forming those cells that is needed by our body, right? Okay, so I think you understand the concept of it and how many different types of stem cells there are there and what are the benefits for each. Okay, so now we come to, so which one is good? Which one should I choose? Is this better than this? Right. So in my knowledge and from my understanding and from all the research that is done, the Wharton jelly umbilical cord stem cells would be the best. Why? Because it can differentiate, it can proliferate into anything it wants according to your body, according to your body needs, and according to what diseases you currently have or may have in the future. So for example, if you have Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, so there's an issue with your substantia nigra, with your hippocampus in the brain. So your body actually, when we insert these MSCs, your body, these MSCs tends to act where this particular person has a very low substantia nigra, the brain tissues are not really functioning that well, there's a lot of inflammation going on in the brain. So we are going to send this number of MSCs to the brain to form a new substantia nigra to give more benefits, to give more recovery for that particular cells. Same goes to, autism or arthritis or those kind of things. Hence, why the MSCs would be a better precursor in any form, diseases or be it anti-aging, be it an injury, right? In comparison to those other stem cells. Another thing is that, okay, our body, when we are born, MSCs are millions of them. As we age, and we age rapidly, the MSCs goes on an exponential growth, it dips down. So probably we had about 1 in 10,000 stem cells when we were born, and by the age of 18 and 20 it would have been 1 in 200,000, 1 in 400,000, 1 in 2 million cells. So it reduces tremendously. So if you're going to be getting MSCs from an adult, from an adipose tissue, or from some other adult, or you yourself, it beats the point, you see, because the MSCs are much less in number. That's one. Second, your body at an age of 80 and your body at the age of 8 months makes a lot of difference in the cells. The cell quality, the cell quantity makes a big difference, because as you age, MSC reduces, right? So what is the point of taking something from an individual who is already sick, or he's already his cell life is already very old, rather than taking from an in vitro and an embryo which is brand new. Basically it's a brand new baby, right? So that is the concept that I think everyone should understand, and why we are using this particular stem cell. But of course, just by the Wharton jelly MSCs would not be good enough for certain kind of diseases. For example, if let's say the person has a liver injury, right? So an MSC, which helps produce all the precursors, the inflammation, the TNF, the interleukin-6, all those kind of things, together with just particular liver cells, tissues. So both in combination would give a better recovery to the disease that you have, a better outcome to the disease that you have, right? So I will explain further on anti-aging and all particular diseases in another video. But for today, I just want everyone to understand that what is stem cells and what are the types of stem cells that are there, right? Why is it still a controversy? Why is it still, there's ethical issues and those kind of things? Is because we are still ongoing. We're doing a lot of research and a lot of studies regarding it. We don't have substantial evidence to actually say, you do this with these stem cells, you're going to get this outcome, right? That's one. Second, ethical issues in the sense that, okay, umbilical cord is something that's going to go into waste, right? So much lesser ethical issues when you take from an umbilical cord, much less invasive. You are not harming anyone, you're not doing any medical procedures from it. Third is, of course, there are some people who believe that this is, you're obtaining this from someone's baby, what if there is some infection or there's something going on. But at the end of the day, anything that we're putting into somebody, we've gone through all the lab tests, we've gone through all the blood tests to make sure it's clean and safe. Just like how you are donating your blood, before we get the person who is taking the blood, it would have been proven that everything's fine, everything's clear. So similar to the stem cells as well, right? So I hope everyone knows after this, when there's a medical officer or there's a doctor who actually suggests you to take stem cells, you need to know first what is the stem cells you're taking it for. What are the stem cells that you are taking? Why are you taking it? What is the purpose are you taking the stem cells for? Where is the stem cell obtained from? And if the stem cells would benefit you, and in which part it should benefit you. So all these questions you should be asking the doctor before proceeding. So before you even take a stem cells, you should be doing some amount of tests first to actually assess your body, to actually assess what are you liking or what diseases that you have before actually starting any kinds of stem cell procedures, right? It is costly because of a lot of things, a lot of through the lab functions and those kind of things. So when you do stem cells, make sure you know why you're doing it, for what purposes you're doing it, and where is the source that it's coming from, right? So I hope you have any questions. You can put a comment underneath. If you like it, please like and share this. Thanks.